Have you recently been at an ice rink, up on a ski hill, or simply outside on a cold winter day? I have. And let me tell you why and how I came up with my product idea I'm presenting you today. My family and I are at the hockey rink year-round on a weekly basis. Each game as we watch, my hands would freeze. Easy enough, I would reach into my mom's bag and pull out a disposable Hot Pocket. Open up the plastic wrapping, give the small bags a shake. Now, these did do the trick. The game would end, and I would toss the heated bags and wrapping away, only the next evening to open another. I thought, what a waste, and how I can create something to not only help the environment, but to save money. This is when I thought of my idea of reusable hand warmers. The Entrepreneur Fair was presented at the school, and I was thrilled to already have my idea come to life and share with the people. This is how I took my plan into action. I started with a list of items and tools needed. From here, I realized I need my hand warmers to satisfy all my customers. So I went to my classmates for some market research. I did this by taking a poll on different colors or styles that my classmates were interested in. This helped to narrow down my choices. Once I selected the top 10 styles and colors, I then needed to go shopping. Oh, but wait, with what money? I created a money plan to help with an estimated loan needed from my parents, and off we went shopping. All my items were gathered. I priced out how many products I can make, how much each would cost, as well as how much I would profit. Now, the challenge. How do I sew? With a few extra hands and a few broken threads, we did it. Let's just say if anyone needs their pants hemmed, I am the guy for the job. As part of the exercise, I wanted to choose a local environmental charity, and I did just that, Environmental Youth Alliance. They empower youth to take positive action for our community and surroundings. I am proud to donate part of my earnings to them. In conclusion, I learned lots, had fun, and look forward to next year's Entrepreneur Fair. Warm hands, warms hearts. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. And may I say, what an honor it is to be invited here to help out with the I.D.E.A Summit. This is my second year, and I have to say that really, as a business person in this community, I get a lot from the community, but I get much more from what I give back than ever I get from what I take. Joey, it was just wonderful to meet you today and to meet your mother, I believe, was there as well. Mom, where are you? I know she's here somewhere. Mom, you've done a great job. You have a delightful young man. Joey, you really demonstrated that hard work and determination could get you where you wanted. You found a real problem, you solved it, but you did it also in a sustainable way. And that really sets you apart from others, in my view. You also demonstrated maturity well beyond your years. I was quite frankly surprised to realize you were K-5. Your self-confidence and your humor was really, it just shone right through, right from the beginning when we walked up to Joey's booth and he walked over and found us and shook our hands. And that really was, it embodies everything that a successful business person is going to do. He really, really set forth the innovation with his product. The design was flawless. And he didn't lose any fingers with his sewing. His entrepreneurship was amazing, and his altruism. The fact that he is giving back a portion of his profits to the Environmental Youth Alliance really, really struck a chord with all of us today. Joey, congratulations. We're going to give you a trophy, which is your outstanding idea from 2019, first place, a certificate here, and this certificate you can get your mom and dad to help you frame that and put it on your wall, and a little something to help you pay back that loan. Okay? Congratulations, Joey. It was really great to meet you.
Did you know that since 1918, over 100 years, day-old chicks have been sent through postal delivery and flown by plane? That is able to happen because when chicks hatch, they have a yolk sac in their abdomen that provides them with all the water and nutrients they need to sustain themselves for the first 3 days of life. Hello, my name is Mac, and this is my project, Safer Chickments. I designed a safer shipping container for day-old chicks. I'm a poultry farmer and a poultry 4-H member. Through my experience as a farmer, I observed shipments of chicks that arrive with significant losses and injuries. As a result, I identified a need to examine what could be done to improve shipping conditions for day-old chicks. Through my research, the current industry mortality rate is reported as being up to 20%. I also discovered that improvements were much needed as no patent applications for box improvements had been filed since 1963. I originally thought that the mortality was because the chicks were getting too cold. I was wrong. It was more complex than that. Testing brought to light many issues I found with the currently used shipping containers. I addressed these by designing a shipping container which has a round insert to prevent chicks from being crushed in the corners, and a raised false floor to provide a compartment for heat packs, a necessary feature in winter, eliminating excessive localized heat. This compartment can also hold cooling packs for very warm conditions. The production price of my new design for a 25 chick box is 89 cents per box, which is not more than the production cost of currently available containers. This new design was welcomed by the local farmers and poultry experts who reviewed it. I now have a patent pending design, and my boxes meet Air Canada standards, U.S. Postal Service standards, and I.D.E.A standards, making them market ready. All of the local hatcheries have indicated an interest in acquiring the containers, and both Canadian and U.S. retailer farm suppliers have indicated an interest in selling them. With trademark protection, a website, and initial production run complete, this has the opportunity to address an unmet need in an industry that often comes under pressure for animal welfare. While economically benefiting farmers, the cost of loss in chicks, time and future earning capacity is significant. Like any entrepreneur, I didn't achieve this alone. So many people have helped me undertake my research, set up my experiments, prepare for the science fairs, and develop my product. My science teacher, Mr. Ames, agreed to be my mentor. My work was also guided by Dr. Bowes at the Animal Health Center in Abbotsford. 4-H provided so much support and opportunity, and I got feedback from several other poultry farmers, including Bo Peep Hatchery in Chilliwack. My project was selected at the National 4-H Science Fair in Halifax to compete at the Canada-wide Science Fair in Ottawa. My project received a gold medal, platinum award for top junior scientist, and several other innovation awards. As top junior scientist for 2018, I was selected to Team Canada as the Broadcom delegate to compete in Arizona next week. I'm looking forward to this opportunity to share my innovation in the United States. My journey began, like many other entrepreneurs, from curiosity and asking questions like, why is this the way that it is? Or how can it be better? My goal is to continue to innovate and design products for the agricultural industry, an industry that is deeply rooted in our past, and I feel is vital to our future. In addition to looking at export markets for my current boxes, I'm working on designs for other types of birds and on improvement designs for waters and incubators. This opportunity was made possible by the dedication of 4-H volunteers, an organization that is mostly associated with agriculture, but is so much more than that. It's about communication and public speaking, community service, and community mindedness. 4-H Canada provides Science for Opportunities each year. 4-H opened doors for me, and I believe in giving back. I want to make sure that others have the same opportunity that I have, and that is why I've chosen 4-H as my charity. Thank you.
So this was my first year at this event, and I was blown away. wow, like going to every single booth and just recognizing and seeing them, what everyone, all the kids are doing, the hard work, the dedication, the strive for excellence, the passion that everybody had, and the courage as well. It was absolutely fantastic to see. I think it's important for organizations like ours and the one that I work for to be able to foster, celebrate, and recognize the importance of what the youth are doing. So it's great to have this event. So I'm really happy that the Langley School District is doing this. And the reason why we chose MAC, so many reasons. You saw the presentation. It was absolutely brilliant. And the presentation itself. So it's very clear. You were confident when you spoke. And also a lot of different things. You found a solution to a problem, right? And so you did the market research. You went to different farms. It's also Air Canada and all the different companies. It works for Postal Canada. That was fantastic. It's a niche in the marketplace. And the fact that you found out that 20% mortality, happens from this. Like that's unreal. And the fact that it's humane what you're doing. We want to save the chicks. We want to save the chickens. And it's really important. It's scalable. That's also important. And the passion that you had for it. And you want to continue on with this product. And another thing that I am very passionate that you talked about is the importance of teamwork. And that's really good that you gave credit to other people that helped you during this journey. And I think it's really important to be humble, and you were very humble about that. And so, great work, Mac.
Good afternoon, judges and audience. When you're trying to lose weight, are you in the habit of turning over the package, looking at the nutrition facts, and using all of your mental math to estimate how much sugar or fat you will intake if you ate the whole thing? For people who have dietary health issues, or for those who want to lose weight, they need to control their intakes for certain nutrients. However, there isn't a product that efficiently helps them achieve that.
We believe that the wisest investment is to invest money on keeping a healthy body. So our mission is to help solve global health concerns related to eating habits. My name is Casey.
I'm Olivia.
I'm Emma.
I'm TJ.
We proudly present a revolutionary dental sensor created to help people understand the health better. Sensimode. Sensimode consists of a set of physical sensor and an app. User would put one retainer on each side of their teeth. The plastic makes the retainer fit in different teeth and easy to be taken off.
When they take the first bite with the retainer, the gum-like surface with the sensor chip will form the shape of the user's tooth. After talking with dental professionals, we are confident that this product will be successful and recommended for use.
A research team at Tufts University has already come up with a similar technology, and we plan to reach an exclusive purchase contract with them. We'll also hire app developers.
Based on 171 survey responses, our sensor will be tracking 4 factors: sugar, salt, carbohydrates, and binding pressure. Users will be able to know their daily nutrition intake. Let's give a visual example, so as to say like a coffee lover wants to buy a cup of coffee. And by using our product, they'll see how much sugar they intake if they grab a cup of coffee at Starbucks, at Tim Hortons, or anywhere else in real time. At the end of the day, they will see whether they surpass the recommended value or not.
Looking into our competitors, there are apps and products that can track users' diet. However, in this app, users have to either self-report the information or physically weight the food. None of them are accurate nor efficient. Sensimode is different. Sensimode measures data in real time, whereas no other competitors can do this.
We plan to acquire our customers through social media influencers, dentist recommendations, online and local advertising.
We will be selling our products through local retail stores, sales representatives, dental clinics, and online platforms. From our survey, we found that male and female age group around 30 to 50 are most interested in our product, which gives us a market size just over 500,000. At this unit price, our market potential in BC alone is $123.6 million.
One-time unit sales will be our primary revenue stream. We're going to sell sets of our products at local stores and also online stores. Refillables is our secondary revenue stream. The removable chip has a lifespan around 2 to 3 years, but the retainer has to be replaced after being used for several months, just like toothbrushes. We will also promote in-app advertising.
We have spoken to a distributor who suggested that manufacturing our product in China will give us a lower cost. This will give us just over $184, a 400% profit margin per unit. This is our revenue and total cost in the first 5 years. We project a profit from the second year. Our break-even point will be at about 2.6 years after selling 20,900 sensor kits.
This is our timeline. Initially, we will develop our sensor and acquire more customers. In the second year, we will start selling in BC and to the whole of Canada in the following year. The new version of the product will be introduced, and in the fifth year, we will extend our service to worldwide. Professional consulting, licensing, as well as revenue from selling databases we have collected will possibly be added onto our revenue streams in 3 to 5 years.
We would like to donate 10% of our annual net income to Weekend Fuel Bank. We choose them because it is an organization that is funded by Langley local students, and they really concerns about the food-related issues of our children.
We know that from what our research shows, Sensimo will do a successful job of meeting the needs of our target market and really advance the technology in the health world. We are Sensimo. Thank you.
And I would like to ask Dimitri from, thank you, VWR, to speak a little bit about this group and a little bit about the secondary pitches. So thank you.
Congratulations, that was very impressive. Everyone today did just a fantastic job, and when we were going around, you really see the innovation out there and the thought process that goes into everything. It's very impressive. And we just want you to be encouraged to go with your passions and just explore that to the end, and always look to innovate and iterate and get to the next version of your product or what you're dreaming of. So just looking at the letters here, the idea, innovation, I think this product is, the judges, we all thought this product was very innovative. Definitely check that box off. One of the things, then you move on to the design, and what they actually had was a sample of the design on the table. And so I like to see the products and see what they're thinking. And to be able to hold that and see how the sensor would fit kind of reminded me of when I had a retainer, but anyway. But it was just amazing and impressive, the technology and the innovation that kind of goes into that. In terms of the entrepreneurship, this was the only group, so this is my second year, that actually handed me a multi-year, 5-year pro forma. And I'm not kidding, I was looking at it, I needed some glasses to see it a little bit better, but you see the net profit margins and all that, and it's just amazing, right? The thought that kind of goes into this. And altruism, of course, Weekend Fuel Bag, as many of us know, is a very important program that definitely pulls at the heartstrings of a lot of us here. So we were, general notes here, we were incredibly impressed with the confidence of the group. You can see, I have a note here, that they represent the power of teamwork, working together to come up with this fully thought out product. And you can see from start to finish how it evolved and how it became what it is, and you can see where it needs to go from here. So this idea is an investable idea. So that's very important. And other than that, we just wish them the best of luck, and I want to see the product on store shelves. So congratulations to them, and congratulations to all of you.
Hello, everyone. We are Stop the Ocean Plastic. I'm Prab.
I'm Josh.
I'm Chloe.
I'm Alex, and we're an ocean research team from Walnut Grove Secondary, and our main objective was to raise awareness about microplastic pollution in our oceans. So before we get into our process, we have a little visual that sums up our approach. Imagine a leaky faucet. It just keeps on flowing water, and it floods the floor everywhere, and all you have access to is a mop. So everyone around us is frivolously attempting to clean up all this water with a mop, but us, we're gonna be professional, and we're gonna walk right past that mop and simply turn off the tap. Problem solved.
Now, if only the significant issue of plastic pollution was this easy. We believe that it is fantastic that there are products and movements being created to help deal with the problems that already exist. But is the solution really solved if the roots of the issue, throwaway culture, mass production, and overconsumption still exist? This is why we have put forth a process to solve this problem, rather than try to deal with it as it comes. Education programs that can be implemented into schools is our solution. Nelson Mandela once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon that you can use to change the world." Our goal is to change the world for the better by teaching younger generations about the significance of plastic pollution and the importance of putting an end to it.
We've had quite the journey together as a team, and we've definitely had our ups and downs. Our idea was not an immediate light bulb, it was more of a broken, flickering one that got brighter and brighter as time went on. Because of our work with Plastic Oceans Canada, the Vancouver Aquarium Plastic Lab, experts in this field, and university students, we were able to find incredible insight to guide our journey. Our first experiment consisted of targeting the breakdown of plastic in the ocean. We set up 2 tanks at our school, one with conditions mimicking the ocean, such as salinity, UV lights, and wave generators, and the other as a control. We placed identical pieces of plastic into both the control tank and the ocean mimicking tank in order to test the changes that occurred over time. As the weeks progressed, we found more and more microfibers in the tank solutions.
When we contacted Matthew Atkins from the Vancouver Aquarium Plastic Lab, we got advice on how to improve our sampling process as well as the setup of our tank. There were students who were so intrigued by our project that they personally messaged us, asking if they could join the team. Our display case had illuminated a problem that our student body had not heard before, and little did we realize we had already begun sparking passion. People do not care if they do not know, and our display case gave them the knowledge to care. Our second experiment was inspired by Brittany Beers, Marine Debris Coordinator at Ecotech Aquarium. Early in the year, Britt was able to give us a visit and give us a demonstration on how to conduct microplastic surveys at beaches. We want to see the extent of microplastic pollution in Vancouver and how to best take action.
We were eager to find out the condition of our neighboring beaches where Britt told us how to conduct microplastic ocean surveys. We went to 5 beaches total in Vancouver and on Vancouver Island. Understanding the ins and outs of field research helped give us a better perspective on how to distribute this information to our potential students. We actually found microplastics where we least expected it, in the pristine nature of Bamfield Inlet.
When visiting Aguilar Point and Brady's Beach in Bamfield at the west coast of Vancouver Island, we found multiple pieces of microplastic when we weren't even looking for it. We found microplastic in the most pristine ecosystems, including the microfibers that we found in the ocean when we were simply looking for phytoplankton. This evidence from both the beaches and the oceanic waterways is telling as to how plastic is able to seep into parts of the environment seemingly untouched by plastic pollution here in British Columbia. We were absolutely shocked and deeply saddened, but we were eager to share our findings with our communities here in British Columbia. Because here in BC, we often don't realize that plastic pollution is such an imminent issue because it's not something we have to face every day. What we realized is that people do not actively face climate change on a daily basis, and they don't care as much.
Our goal was to demonstrate that microplastic, while not immediately evident, can be found very close to home. It is a problem that we must all face together, and face now. After coming into contact with Hans and Nick from the Sustainable Coastlines Hawaii road trip, we were sure that education rather than a product would be our ideal solution. As youth passionate about sustainability, our only shared regret is not starting sooner. Because of this, our target is elementary age students, who, while possibly unaware of our plastic crisis, are full of enthusiasm and curiosity.
If every generation became more environmentally savvy than the one before it, we are sure that we can solve these problems in no time. Hans and Nick emphasized the importance of spreading understanding and that no matter how young you may be, we can all make a difference. Our method of education is in our lesson plans that we've developed and have delivered to several elementary schools in Langley. Our lesson plans include how plastic is made and how it ends up in the environment, throwaway culture and how to combat it, as well as what the youth can do to take action.
We've successfully presented for Alex Hope and Fort Langley Elementary. Each student we met was eager to show off what they were doing at home to help save the earth. And they were also excited to learn new and fun ways on how to further their impact. Students strongly connected with the interactive workshops that we provided. Just like our earlier microplastic surveys, students were armed with popsicle stick shifts to search for microplastics in our miniature beaches. After finding bits of plastic hidden in the sand, these two are now identified as microplastic experts in training.
After our lessons and activities, students are able to continue their learning by taking a pledge with us. Through this pledge, students are encouraged to share what they've learned from our activities with 2 other people in their lives, helping us further our message. We were so excited to see that one of the kids from our first workshop emailed us to show the eco-friendly items that they were using in their homes to help make a difference.
We hope to inspire students to make changes not only in their own lives, but in the lives of others. We want to encourage young students to pledge to do their part for the environment and realize their unlimited potential. Our goal is to educate students on the cruciality of involvement in the climate change movement and to further inspire their curiosity. We believe that curiosity and education leads to passion, and that in turn creates action.
Ultimately, yes, products and ideas that aim to target the existing plastic are super important, and they're a great short-term solution.
But in the long run, these products would be ineffectual if we do not fix the root of the problem.
We aim to fix the problem through education to create a generation of future students who are environmentally resilient and aware.
Through our experiences with the display tanks, microplastic surveys, and wonderful advice from our many mentors, we came to the conclusion that education was our best solution. What we want you to remember, however, is that when attempting to fix an overflowing sink, don't reach for a mop or a bucket, just turn off the tap. Now that's a product.
So we would like to invite to the stage 1 or more of the I.D.E.A judges to speak briefly a little bit about this team. I see Alex coming up from Science World. Give her a hand, everybody.
So first of all, we just wanted to say a big congratulations. Your presentation was really clear and directly addressed, kind of you set out a nice context for everybody and directly connected to how your product or your lesson plans, I guess, drew those together. A couple of things that really stood out to us that really made us impressed with your presentation and your idea. One was the fact that you were very aware, this was some of the questions we had asked afterwards, you were very aware of your own place in the process and positing yourself as fellow students, not as somebody else that's coming in, is something that's, I think, the kind of key piece that makes you a little bit different. So knowing that your place in that process and the transformation that you're also going through at the same time is so important and was really well done, I thought. The second piece that was really, really interesting and innovative, and I think is what we need more of essentially, is the kind of direct community piece of it. You went out and you were looking at things that specifically spoke to what's going on in your own home. It's not these kind of general facts, which are also super important and we also really need, but the direct impact piece of this is my home, this is the current condition of my own place, and then let's kind of work on knowing a little bit more about our own place and doing that kind of community mapping piece of it. So congratulations and thank you.
Hello, everyone. We are the Ecotech team from Walnut Grove Secondary School, and we are happy to come talk to you about the solution that we have come up with to solve the problem with plastic pollution. My name is Matthew. I will be introducing the problem that is at hand right now and the solution we have came up with to combat the problem. This is Annie. She will talk about the educational aspect of our product and how it ties in with the solution we've come up with. And then Rochelle is going to summarize everything and talk about exactly how this will be applied into our society and impact the society as a whole. So without further ado, let's get right into it. There we go. So after doing some research, we have found out that around 12 million tons of plastic is thrown out into the ocean every year. This is 12 million tons of plastic that is being thrown out into ecosystems and damaging it and causing the deaths of around 1 million marine animals in that year. So we can see that this is an extremely terrible problem, and without proper solutions, it will continue to be a problem, and we have decided that we have found a proper solution to combat this problem, which is to make edible spoons. So you might be wondering, why edible spoons out of all the things we could have chosen? Well, after further research, we found out that only 10% of plastic that is in circulation actually gets recycled, meaning that although we do have policies regarding recycling and reusing, they're still not as efficient and effective as other policies that could be out there. And furthermore, by keeping this solution in circulation, we are never actually getting rid of the problem, as it just continues to stay in our environment until it's destroyed. So we have decided to make something that will just replace the problem itself. And actually, we've decided to use edible spoons specifically because plastic cutlery is pretty much everywhere in our environment. We see it in cafeterias, diners, restaurants. We felt this would be a good step forward in order to impact our society. So we have a vision regarding these edible spoons that we have laid out for our team. First, we want to make sure this is easily accessible. We want this solution to be used by everyone and anyone who is interested in impacting the world. And by keeping it open source, we can make sure it's an evolving process and to make it a stable product. Second, we want to make sure it's 100% decomposable so that it doesn't leave a mark in our environment and will not pollute the earth as the counterpart does. Third, we want to use it to completely eliminate single-use plastic in cutlery, so that instead of pushing off the problem to the side and solving it another day, we eliminate it right there and then very efficiently. And finally, we want to use this as a way of educating and inspiring further generations to make this product really stable and to make it alive throughout the many years it will be presented. Although other companies have made this, such as Bakey's and Eat the Dishes, which have created edible materials in their own, what makes us different is that we're not centralized on making money from this product. Although we might come up with that idea later on so that it would make it a lot more accessible to more people, we want to mainly focus on the educational aspect and make sure people are passionate and will want to spend their time and investment into this product.
So our spoon is 100% decomposable. If you see the recipe that we've come up with, all the ingredients are all organic and completely natural. For even the flavoring, you can use black pepper and sugar, even like maple syrup. So these contribute to the strength of our product. Not only is it easy to make, but it's also healthy and fun to make with family and friends. We have contacted an expert, Marissa, from Eat the Dishes, and she gave us some expert advice to improve our recipe for the better quality of our spoon. In order to reach the educational purpose of our solution, we have created picture books for all ages that states the result of plastic pollution, our goals, and also our open source recipe so that everyone can have the access to it. Our team had taken one more step forward, as it was found out that 60% of the ocean plastic can be produced by 5 countries in Southeast Asia. Therefore, with the help of our family and friends, we have translated our storybook into 10 different languages so that the language barrier cannot stop others from being educated, getting inspired, and also trying out our product. As Anne stated Instead of having an overwhelming idea of coming up with one solution that solves the ocean problem completely and immediately, we need millions of people to do it imperfectly all together, and that includes every one of you guys. We're trying to spread our solution to as many people as possible. Therefore, we have posted our solution and storybook in the following social medias. We have also created a YouTube account and website to post our tutorial video online so that people can have access to it easily.
Okay, people, almost there. Okay, and now we're gonna show you what we have done through the community. And then here's a couple of the parents from different countries, and they actually discover our storybooks and they would like to have a try. So it's a really smart parents. And then the beauty of our product is not the spoon itself, it's the combination with the book. We should not live in a society that relies on single-use plastic, but instead the book is going to reach out to the younger generation and they grow up with the knowledge that single-use plastic needs to be eliminated. And you have the recipe online that is an open source for you to make the edible spoon yourself, and the kids will always love it. And they're not going to make like millions of them, they're just going to make like 10 of them. And they might forget about it, but the knowledge of the book is always stay in their mind. And whenever they pick out like plastic straws or like plastic utensil or even a plastic cup, they realize they can actually make those themselves and actually eat them. And having 10 languages in a row is not just like restricting in North America. We can actually branch out to all around the world and actually spread. We are educating all around the world. It's a global solution. It's global because it's multilingual. And to be success in this idea, we need all of you guys' help, time, and investment. And without your help, our idea would just sit there and sit on our shoulder doing nothing. And they're not going to create a big impact. So I'm Rochelle, and he's Matthew. She's Annie, and we are from the WGSS Ecotech team. Thank you for considering us, and we hope that you enjoy our product. Thank you.
First off, congratulations for getting the grand prize, but this decision was so hard. All of us, every single presentation was amazing. They were all great solutions, all very well thought out. But what really stood out to us was just the extra steps he had taken. Coming up with the booklets that are translated into 10 different languages, covering all your social channels, already having a DIY video up on YouTube. And at the end of the day, it was just culturally inclusive. You know, a lot of times solutions to some of our global issues can feel like it's more of just an entitled approach and it's reserved for the upper level, the more rich people and such. So the fact that you made something for everyone and also with some real life experience from all these countries that are the main, producers of this pollution and focusing something there was what really stood out to us. But again, this was extremely hard. Everyone did an amazing job and they all deserved to win. But you stood out, you went the extra mile.